Hey guys, welcome back to DigiStrokes. So as you know, today's video is going to be all about the selections. We'll teach you all the selection tools from the basics. So let's not waste our time and start immediately. So the image that we are using today has been taken from pexels.com, and all the other images that we'll be using will be taken from Pexels as well. So let's start now. How do we make selections properly in Affinity Photo? We'll see. On the left hand side here you see so many tools. So now this tool here is the selection brush tool. The tool below that is the flood select tool, and then we have some other options as well. Basically these options are the geometric selection tools. I'll right click on this tool and then we'll see what tools are available in this. This is the rectangular marquee tool used to make proper rectangular selections. Then we have the elliptical marquee tool that helps us make circular selections. Then we have the column marquee tool, row marquee tool, and the freehand selection tool for freehand selections. Now we'll see how we can use these tools. Let's start with the rectangular marquee tool. Now you see on the above, we see four options: new, add, subtract, intersect, feather, and alias. We'll not go through any of these now. Initially, we need to understand the add, subtract, and intersect, and mostly we'll be using the add and subtract only. Now, when I have selected the rectangular marquee tool, firstly, I need to select the layer that I'm working on. You can simply click and drag to make a rectangular and make a selection. How? I'll show you. For example, let's select this area of this yellow pencil. I'll click here and you will see these marching ants. These display our area of selection. When I leave it, this shows that this particular area has been selected. Now, this was all about the rectangular marquee tool. Now, I'll show you something very creative. Right click here again and select the elliptical marquee tool. You'll see what happens. We'll click on new. See, you can give a shape elliptically, circular as you want. But if you want a proper circle, what you need to do is all just press shift and then drag. The ratio of the circle becomes 1:1 and you get a proper circle. I leave this here, but it has again become elliptical because I left the shift earlier. Now I'll again press Ctrl plus D to deselect it. Now I'll press shift, I'll make a circle, and then without leaving the shift, I leave my mouse. And now we have a proper circle. But I don't need this selection here. I need this selection on this circle. So what do I need to do? Should I simply drag it like this? Okay, so I have the selection here. But this selection was dragged only because my selection tool was selected. Now see what happens if I select the move tool and move the selection. You see, I can transform my selection. I can increase it or whatsoever, and I can move it. But see what has happened. It has taken away that portion of my layer. I'll have to bring it back. See, that's what happens. So in order to only move your selection, all you need to do is get your selection tool selected always. Otherwise, that portion of your image will be cut. Now we'll move to the selection brush tool. What does this do? Selection brush tool is basically like painting a portion of the image. I'll show you what happens when I click on this area. See, Affinity Photo has already detected the yellow or orange portion in this area and selected it completely. And here snap to edges is checked. That means it has automatically detected where the edges are ending. So quick selection tool is very handy, and most of the people will be using this tool in their selection processes. Now, if I want to add here, add is selected. See what will happen if I click here. Now green is selected and I want to join them. See, my area is being added in that portion. Now I can increase my brush size, decrease my brush size, and as however I want. This way I can add it. Now if I want to subtract it, I'll just click on subtract, and I don't want this middle portion, it will subtract it. I don't want this portion to be selected. Now this portion again, so it will subtract all this. That's how the add and subtract options work. So now next we had was flood select tool. First let's deselect all this, and then I'll move to the flood select tool. Flood select tool works like an artificial intelligence kind of thing. When you click somewhere, it automatically detects things in that range and select it. See what happens when I click on green. It has almost selected that portion. Now if I click on yellow, it has selected yellow. But now see what happens when I click here. When I click on the blank canvas, it has almost selected everything, leaving the exact colors behind. Now I'll deselect it to show you what difference does this flood select tool and quick selection brush tool makes. When I click with the brush selection tool here, it just selects that minor portion of my brush size only. It is like a painting tool. It is not like a flood tool. Flood tool basically considers everything in that range. So it's like an artificial intelligence thing. So I don't recommend using that tool. We should stick with the quick selection tool and the geometric tools only. Now I'll deselect it and I'll show you how quick selection tool can work for making adjustments in different photos. We have this photo of a sky, and then we have the photo of this building. But I want to replace the sky portion in this image with the below. So first I'll need to make a selection by the quick selection tool like that. I can increase my brush size to speed up my process simply like that. I'm just showing you right now how we can make selections. See, now we have selected some unnecessary area also. Now either I can subtract or I can press Alt to deselect that area. That is how you can make selections. I'm not making precise selections right now because I have already made one and I'll be loading that. So now I'll deselect this layer. I have selected the layer that I want the sky to be replaced with. Then I'll go to select menu. I'll go to load selection from file, and I'll select the selection that I've already made. Now I have selected here the building area because the feature that I'll be using will be the masking feature. Here I'll just click on the layer mask and you will see my building will remain as it is, and the area that is not selected will be removed and the image below will be shown. See, when I click on the layer mask, what happens? My building remains intact and my sky gets replaced. Now if I press Ctrl plus G, you can see how the image has changed drastically. That's how you can change skies in your image. You can change anything. You can replace backgrounds as well. This was all about our selections videos, guys. Hope you like our videos, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel, like and comment on share our videos. Thank you, guys.